Here are the 6 ways in which they control the world. Number 1, through government. Your votes don't count and they never will count. Because every single politician to ever run, to ever be elected, they're all running off a script and they're all taking orders from the people who truly control the world. You see, they want you to get caught up in what's going on a government level. They don't want you to see past the government level. So when something goes wrong, they want to directly take their problems to the government. The people, the masses want to take their problems to the government, but they don't know that the government is controlled and they all run off a script. They can't speak out. If any politician were to speak out, they'd just get off like Kennedy did. Like Kennedy went against the system, so they had to kill him. So every single government official, they're all taking orders from higher ups, and the higher ups are taking orders from even bigger higher ups, and it all goes back to the ancient bloodlines who rule the world. So the whole government thing is just an illusion to give you, it's all there to give you an illusion that you have a freedom of choice, but you don't. The government's just there to really help control the population, and they just run off a script, and they're just dancing to the tune of the people who are truly controlling this world. Number 2, through scholarship. You see, there's academic gatekeepers everywhere, and if you were to research knowledge that's outside academia, you'll be shunned by the official academics. You'll lose all academic credibility. So you can't research into like Atlantis and new science and so on, because there are academic gatekeepers that will never officially accept your research. They don't want you to look at certain knowledge. All universities, they have like 99% of the degrees there are useless. There's no actual true like knowledge that is taught at universities. They want to keep you like really dumbed down, and they don't want you to think critically. If you think critically, then you're going to start questioning things and you're going to see who the real rulers of this world are, and they don't want you to think critically. So they suppress academic knowledge. So they really control the domain of scholarship, and they get to control what comes in universities and what can never be taught and so on. So they control the entire academic world. Number 3 is through science. Now, science is about asking questions and, really discovering things and trying to learn more about the world through your intellect and really dissecting and finding out the truth about how this works, how that works, and gathering the evidence and proving to the world this works this way because so and so, and having all this evidence gathered through your research and so on. They get to control that scientific world. So there's certain knowledge that you cannot be allowed to share with the world. So if there's certain scientific discoveries that are made that they don't want the world to know, they suppress that knowledge because only they are allowed to control what scientific papers get published. So if you're a rogue scientist, your work will never be shown to the world because they control that domain. They make sure that certain scientific knowledge cannot reach the public because that can cause a change in the public that they don't want. So they control every single aspect of the scientific world, and they restrict certain scientific knowledge to get released to the public. So that's one major faction of control. The 4th is through leadership. See, the bloodlines, when they have children, they pass on their knowledge of how to lead the world. So they refer to us as chattel, which is just like cattle but for humans. So they refer to us as like animals that they have to control. So the leaders pass on to their children, how to control the chattel, how to make sure that they're following the tune that we're playing. because they're the conductors, they're the ones conducting everything. They have the magic wand, and everyone else is just dancing to their tune, including the government officials and so on. So they are taught how to lead from a very young age, and they're taught exactly how to rule people, how to control them, how to control the population and so on. And they are taught this from generation to generation. It's passed on. Now, the next one is through, and this is very important, through military. Now, through military, they get to know how to really use manpower to get what they want. And that should be self explanatory. You see, political power starts at the barrel of a gun. So, if you have a very strong army, you can go wherever and take control. And they have knowledge in military, in every single aspect of military that you can possibly think of and beyond. They know how to control that. They know how to utilize that manpower to get what they want. Because if you have enough manpower, you can just go anywhere you want and just take over. I mean, look at what goes on in the Middle East. They're able to go in there and ruin that place and ruin the whole Middle East because they have the manpower to do so. So that gives them the ability to take over because of all this manpower that they have knowledge of and take control of. Now, the last one is the most important one, and you need to really listen to this one. It's through spirituality. So, they practice black magic on a level that you do not even understand, and most people who are not awake will just laugh at me saying this because they're not able to see this. You see, the world is ruled by occult forces. This is the most important thing. The whole world is ruled by occult forces through black magic. All of this can be read through Aleister Crowley's work, the Grand Grimoire, and so many other sorts of grimoires of black magic that reveals how you can manipulate the world through black magic by making pacts with powerful false gods, evil gods that exist, and you make pacts with them and they give you certain power. For example, the Hadron Collider that's in CERN in Switzerland, it took many, many, many human sacrifices to make that technology. And that technology, the knowledge of that technology, of how to make it, was given to them by these evil gods. And these evil gods showed them exactly how to make it, what to do with it. Like, they showed them every single. You gotta understand, these evil gods have lived they live in eternal darkness. So they've reached the eternal through a dark means, so they never die. So they have much, much more knowledge than anyone else on this earth could have because of the path that they took. So these evil gods, they were once human, but they took on this form through nefarious practices that I cannot get into because they're very in-depth and very complicated. It's so complex that I just can't explain it in this short video. So they make pacts with these evil gods in order to get knowledge of how to control the world, how to control this third dimension. And this third dimension, this whole matrix, is ruled by occult magic. They created this matrix that we're in and is ruled by occult magic. And the only way to defeat these people is to spiritually transform. When you realize your spiritual powers that are within you, and you realize the qualities of your spirit are peace, joy, love, compassion, and so on, and that's only the beginning of it. When you realize that, they can't take control over you because you are now vibrating on a higher level than they can even take control of. They can only take control of you if you give them the negative energy that they need to fuel this matrix, to fuel their magic. So when you realize your true self, your higher spirit, they can't take control over you. That's how you win this game. It all comes down to spirituality. Your spiritual quality, who you truly are, is what matters. Peace.